Let me just go ahead and let you guys know, for those that are new to viewing today, I appreciate you and welcome. My name is Tiffany Pablo, aka the Credit Queen 323 of America's Tax Services and Credit Repair. Today's topic is going to be a good one. We're going to talk about trade lines. I get a lot of questions about trade lines. People want to know, how does it affect them? Will it help build their credit? A lot of people automatically assume that by wanting to get approved for something that they need to add a trade line. So we're going to talk about trade lines. I'm going to break it down for you, let you know what a trade line is. By the time we get done with this, you guys will know about trade lines full on, okay? A trade line is a revolving line of credit. Plain and simple, a trade line is a credit card, okay? That's all it's a fancy word for a credit card account. Every credit report needs to contain a trade line. That is how you're going to maximize your credit scores, by having a trade line on your credit. What happens is with trade lines, people that have good credit, has an established long history with a credit card company, sell their credit. People literally sell their trade lines to others in need or desperate need of boosting their credit score. So you have the opportunity to purchase a trade line to add to your credit report, to build your credit report. But what I want to get into today is I want you guys to really understand how it works, so you can make sure that it's worth your dollar, because trade lines can be very expensive, anywhere from $300 to $1,500. I've even seen some at $2,000, okay? You can get your own trade lines by building your credit. You want to always have your own trade line, because even if you go ahead and purchase a trade line, you're still going to need your trade line of your own. So when you're looking and shopping for a trade line, you want to make sure that that trade line has good age history and a good credit limit. Trade lines typically stay on your account for 2 months. After 2 months, they fall off, and then you are back in the same position. So you want to make sure that you get some of your own trade line. So if you're going to purchase a trade line and then you're going to apply for the trade line, you might as well just go ahead and get a trade line of your own. Now, granted, there may be things that we need to do immediately, like purchasing a home, things of that nature. That's more understandable because you have an actual direct goal. So say, for example, if you do purchase a trade line, you have access to it being on your credit report. You don't have access to the funds. It is only there strictly to help boost your credit score. People frown upon trade lines. You basically buying someone else's account to be an authorized user. What an authorized user is, you have to be a family member, okay? Some people say trade lines are illegal. They're not illegal, okay? You're not breaking the law by purchasing a trade line. It is unethical, okay? Because you're basically lying. You're saying that this person is your uncle, aunt, per se, because you've now signed up to be an authorized user on their account. So theoretically, you're saying that this is my aunt, uncle, a family member, which it's really not, because you just purchased it from a broker company that sells trade lines. So it's unethical. It's not illegal. Is it going to help build your credit score? If you don't know what you're doing, you need to consult a credit specialist before purchasing a trade line on your own. What happens with the trade line, y'all, is that it really helps the age of credit history. It has nothing to do with credit card utilization. By thinking that if you purchase a trade line that has a $10,000 credit limit that's 10 years old, you would think that that's going to shoot your credit score straight through the roof. But depending on what other credit cards you have on your credit file now, that actual trade line that you may have paid anywhere from $300 to $1,500 may only get you 3 or 4 points. Then you're going to be pissed and upset because you were expecting to get to an 850 credit score, when in fact it didn't do anything for the other 3 categories. It will turn on the age, the credit card utilization factor, and it will go ahead and turn on the age of credit. But we have 3 other categories that we have to focus on, okay? Just building up your credit yourself is the better route to go. You do not have to purchase a trade line to get you to where you need to be. Keep in mind that perfecting your credit score is hard work. Anything in life worth having is worth working hard for. It's not an overnight fix. It does not work like that. And anybody who tells you that is selling you a dream. We can go ahead and help you remove the negative items on your own, but we can also do it professionally for you. But we have to work together. You have to work on building your credit, okay? You have to be able to get your own trade line. So what people typically do now when they state they want to purchase a trade line is because they're trying to get something fast, quick, without having to go through the process of actually getting a credit card, building that credit card up, having it report for 10 years on time. They don't want to wait 10 years. They want it today, right? What I would recommend for you doing instead of purchasing a trade line, speak with the family member that you know that has good credit and see if they can go ahead and put you on as an authorized user. The better route to go is just simply speak with the family member or friend and see if they will go ahead and add you to their account as an authorized user. Now, when getting placed onto someone's account as an authorized user, you want to really do your due diligence, right? It may seem like we're asking for a huge favor of them to add us onto their credit, but in fact, we have to also worry about ourselves too, because the person that we go to, if they're not responsible with their credit line, then we're not going to look responsible with the credit line once it's added to our credit file. So you don't want to go to your family member who is constantly shopping, maxing out the credit cards, because even though you didn't do it, it is now hindering and affecting your credit file. You always want to ask them if you put you on a credit card that they do not use at all, that it's not their go-to credit card. We all have our favorite go-to credit card that we use for the majority of our purchasing, and we should all have credit cards that we just have on reserve. So you want to be on that credit card that's on reserve in the background, not being utilized and maxed out, because otherwise your credit card utilization will get tanked and your credit score will fall. So we've learned a lot about credit card utilization. I hope that this trade line information has helped you out. You guys understand now that it's not quote unquote illegal, but it is unethical to go ahead and be, to lie and say that this is your actual family member when in fact it's not, okay?